Today we're going to be looking at the differences between classes and ratings. It's kind of a confusing system, but once you get the handle on it, it's pretty straightforward. So when you're looking for a part, you're going to be looking for this dim number below this brighter number. This dimmer number is going to denote the size of your compartment. So for instance, we have an internal compartment class 2, which can fit up to a class 2 part. Class basically just means the size of part. So the higher the class, the bigger the part you can put in, and that generally means you're using a bigger ship. So for instance, I'm using a Python, which is a mid-game ship. It's kind of built sort of like a Cobra. It's kind of a multi-role ship. So let's take a look at frame shift drives here. You can see we have rating and then class. Well, what does rating mean? Rating is basically the quality of the part. The higher the rating, the better it's going to be. So we have a rating A class 5 frame shift drive here. You can see it's going to allow me to jump further. Now if I have a class 5 frame shift drive in here, what if I wanted to put a class 3 frame shift drive on it? So you can see down here the jump range is around 18 unladen, 12 laden with cargo or laden with whatever. Now if we go to a class 3, that drops to practically nothing. So always be trying to fit the highest class of part that you can into a compartment. So let's just buy back my regular frame shift drive, because that was just an example. So there is a bit of a gray area in classes when you're looking at stuff like thruster mountings or fuel scoops. So here we have a class 5 thruster, and we're going to compare it to a class 5B thruster, and we're going to compare it to a class 6C thruster. So it's a higher rating, but it's a lower class, so it's going to be a smaller part. You can see that in the mass. It's lighter. It's going to have less power draw because it's a smaller part, but the optimal mass and the maximum mass are going to be lower. Now, does that mean this part here is going to make the ship more maneuverable than this part here? That's kind of the gray area. I don't really know. I haven't tried it out myself because I've always gone by the credo that the higher the class it is, the better it's going to be, and then look at the rating. Like for instance, if we go to take fuel scoops into perspective, is a class 4D fuel scoop going to be better than a class 3B or 3A fuel scoop? You're going to have to check that out for yourself, because I don't know per se, but I'm going by the general rule that the higher class parts are meant for heavier ships, and you should always be using the highest class of part on your ship and then looking at the rating. The ratings just mean the quality of the part. That's what they have been, they always will be. So always look for the highest class and then look at the rating when you're looking for parts to stick onto your ship.